best decorated neighborhoods in the Houston area. And I want you guys to get a look at how authentic this is. You can see we have the candy cane light display here. You can see we've got all the kids on the hay. So it's a pretty cool event to be able to come down here, look at these holiday lights, these holiday decorations. Again, this is one of the best neighborhoods in the Houston area to be able to take this all in. And we want to go over actually to one of Chris's neighbor's houses, because his display is so big that it doesn't just take up his yard, it also takes up half of his neighbor's yard here. At Karen? Erica, I'm sorry.
That's
I thought you said Karen before. Well, Erica, if you could, I want to get an idea of this sign. I mean, it looks handmade.
Okay.
Can you tell me a little bit about this story?
As you can tell, his decorations kept moving over, and we said, come into our yard, but it's pointless to try to compete with this. And so a few years back, my daughter and I spray painted a sign that said ditto. Okay, that wasn't enough. Within a day or two, Chris had made us that big ditto sign and had it up on our tree for us, because we had to be over the top too.
Okay, Erica, one of the other questions I want to ask you is, it's got to be pretty nice that, I mean, your neighbor decorates for you. Is that, I mean,
I'm
is that...
okay with that. Your girls were little before, they're older now. He gets out here before I do, so I did give him permission to come all the way across the yard, and he has.
And you kind of have the best of both worlds, because you get the decorations put up for you and
taken down. Yes, it is wonderful. And we get to enjoy everyone coming by, and the ditto gets a few laughs and a few high fives from people driving by.
What are the crowds like when people come here at night? Do you see a lot of people just driving by and stopping?
They do stop. This one really gets the kids out of the car, and it's all right. The kids can come up front, discourage them from walking through so they don't trip or hurt things. But the kids are amazed by it. The parents are too. It really is. Well, you start down the street and it just grabs your attention. It's fun.
Well, thank you, Erica. We appreciate it, and glad you're getting the byproduct of all these decorations, free decorations. That's right. That's right. Chris, if you don't mind, I just want to ask you another couple questions here, and maybe we can have our photographer Nathan Kavinga come over this way. Okay, so somebody was telling me when we were off camera, they were telling me a story about this little chicken. Yes. You've got all of these decorations, these huge decorations, and here we are with this little tiny chicken. Tell me a little bit about that.
Actually, my wife saw that they had lighted chickens for sale online, and she purchased it, and that is the lighted chickens that we received. Obviously, it's not lighted. Yeah, so I had to incorporate it into the display somehow. No.
What was your reaction? Okay, so I can only imagine when you receive either the Frosty or the Santa or the Nutcracker that are gigantic, what was your reaction when you received this small chicken?
I thought it was a joke. I thought somebody was playing a practical joke on us. And then my wife was like, no, I tracked it. It's in the mailbox. We opened it, and that's our light up chicken.
And one of the things that's been so great out here tonight is there's so many families out here that are able to take this all in. We see all the kids. I know that you have a 12, a 10, and an 8-year-old. Have they inherited the decorating gene from you, or how's that going?
Yes, they have. They just keep it inside. They decorate their rooms all crazy with Christmas lights and LEDs. They want to go like I do outside, but in their rooms.
Okay. But I did hear, and this is your daughter, Ava, is that correct? Yes. Ava, can I ask you a question? Is that okay? Yeah. Okay. Can you tell me what your favorite decoration is?
All of them?
That's not a bad answer. Nope. You can't go wrong with that answer. I was talking to your wife earlier, and she said when you're out here decorating and they come out and they actually try and put a decoration down, they come back and it's like moved later. Do you have a master plan for this whole thing? Do you draw it out on a piece of paper?
No, I'm just very particular when it comes to the Christmas lights. It's got to be a certain way. It's got to pop. So, yeah. I don't let them play with them anymore. They can do the inside, I'll do the outside.
Okay, well,
I'm serious, Clark.
I think you've earned that right. Okay, so I just have two more questions for you. The other one is, how do you store this? Where do you put all this stuff in the off season?
Now we're putting it in a storage unit because we outgrew the attic and the garage. Yeah.
So a year-round storage unit just for all the decorations, because you do Halloween as well, right?
We do Halloween as well.
Okay. My final question to you is the same one that I had for Ava. I've got to ask you, what is your favorite decoration? Do you have one?
This year, I'd say it's the Hades sign.
Okay.
Yep. That one and the Whataburger cup. Those are my two favorites this
Oh,
year.
man,
But it changes. It changes every year.
Okay. Okay. Why the sign this year? I know why, but
Come on, go Stros.
all right.
Everybody hates us.
All
So had to put it out. We put it out for Halloween. My wife gave me the idea to put it out for Christmas, so we're going to put it out for Christmas.
Okay. Well, Chris, thank you so much again for having us out here. Again, this is our first stop on the Living in the Lone Star Holiday Home Edition. You can catch it all week. We're going to send it back to you for now. And just for the record, the Whataburger cup was also my favorite. So
Glad to hear it.
I like food.
thank you.